trying to get better at it, master them, and speedrunning them. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what my method is in order to learn any monster in any weapon and how, ideally, it should going out for you. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. And let's get into it. So, what am I talking about? Mastering a boss. Well, on monsters, they have a very specific, setup of attacks. Okay? They always do the same things, but obviously these things they're random on when they happen. So the important part in order to learn a new boss and exactly how to deal with it is to learn each of the attacks and at the same time learn how to deal with them. Now this is going to change depending on your type of weapon you're using. For me, for longsword, I'm going to be using a lot of evades. For someone that is using greatsword, they're going to use the little charge that kind of, I forget the name of it, but it blocks the attack, right? For other weapons, you're gonna actually block the attack. Some other weapons you're gonna want to evade, like dual swords. Or sometimes you don't even have an evade. You just have you just have to not get hit by them. You have to dodge through them, and you have to what is the word? Just not be in their way, right? Any of these things are going to be options you have in order to deal with the attacks, right? But how do you do it? What's up with that? Like, what does it have to do anything with what I'm going to do? Well, what I've been doing in the way that I find is very, very easy to actually learn a new boss is by going. I have a little Excel sheet. You don't have to use it on an Excel sheet. You can use your brains or you can use a notepad. I don't know. But I go in and I fight against the boss. For example, in this case, Gravius. Okay, and I list every one of the attacks that he has. In this case, Gravius has a charge, right? He has a tail attack. He has a fire mouth attack, which, there's a few of them, but regardless. You have the cloud attack where, the pores open in his belly and he just gets poison and sleep and all this sort of stuff. You have the jump, and you also have a wing attack on the side. And for every one of these attacks, I've gotten myself a list of the things that I want to do if that attack happens, right? For example, for charge, honestly, anything is fine. I can use foresight slash for longsword, I can dodge, or I can just EI it. I have enough time to use the, the sheathing EI to dodge it, right? For a tail, I don't do nothing. I literally just use my, my positioning. I'm just gonna change this to positioning actually, so it's a bit easier to see. Positioning, okay? In order for me to keep doing damage, while at the same time not get hit by the attack. For the fire mouth attack, I go for an EI slash. For the cloud, I go for a foresight slash. For a jump, I go for a foresight, I would evade, or an EI, whichever is fine. And for a wing, I go for a foresight. And we're gonna try this out a little bit here. We're gonna go into the boss, and we're gonna actually realize more or less what I'm talking about. But for example, the roar is coming in here, and I know that I'm gonna foresight slash it. Okay, and now I'm gonna wait a little bit for the boss to give me a sign of what they're gonna do. Okay, boom, I'm gonna pause it here. I know now that each time the boss looks behind, like that means it's gonna do the tail attack. So in this case, I can now choose to position myself not behind him and keep attacking, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, and I do that. And now I'm gonna wait for the next attack. Okay, I would usually normally do an attack, but for example, I failed right there because the boss did the little wing attack, but regardless, we're gonna continuously, okay, now, oh, okay, wait. I couldn't pause it in time, but I saw that the boss was looking up. So I know that means that he's gonna do the fire attack. So in this case, when I saw that the boss was going up, I should have sheathed my sword and be ready for the EI attack, because that's what I listed it on here, right? Now, of course, this will depend on your type of playstyle and the weapon that you're using. Maybe for this attack, you would actually just move away for your playstyle. Or maybe because you want to be more, defensive, you want to be more secure. Maybe depending on the other one, like maybe if you're playing something like Insect Glaive, you want to jump outwards to the right and do, have the opportunity to actually do a falling attack, right? For example. Or maybe with the charge shield, you want to block it with your shield. Right, with charge blade, right? So depending on what your playstyle is and your weapon is, you're gonna have to change and actually experiment in the way that you want your gameplay to be, right? And this is not going to be something I can tell you on what you want to do, but it's going to be something that you want to decide. And you want to decide this because you don't want to be in a situation where you see the attack, oh, it's going to be the fire attack, and be like, well, this attack will happen in 2 seconds. What do I do? And you can put this little music, do 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 do. Like you could, are you really gonna put that in your mind and start thinking like, what am I gonna do? No, you have to react. You don't have time to think. You have to know, haha, fire attack means this. Fire attack means jump. Fire attack means EI. Fire attack means foresight. Okay, instantly, muscle memory. Okay, you just have to know exactly what to do, so that way you don't get caught with your pants down. Okay, this is what you want to do. This is the way that you want to set it up. Now, of course, as I said before, you don't have to go in and put an Excel sheet for each of the things. It helps me, but you don't have to do it that way. And once I have done this for all of these monsters, if you want, I can share you this little spreadsheet I have, but you don't have to do it that way. For me, it works, but it doesn't have to be that way. But yeah, that's the important thing. That's the way that I think you should, guys, you should do it, and the best way to learn. And also, another thing that is kind of important that I haven't mentioned, you need to learn the patterns. You need to learn, every one of these bosses will have one specific tell, okay, that will tell you what type of attack it is, right? So learning this is going to be super important for you to be actually comfortable with things, okay? For example, I know that now it's going to be a roar, right? Exactly. I know exactly that's the case. I know this is gonna be the fire, okay? Right, because it, as I said before, it looked upwards. I know this is gonna be the charge, exactly, because he moves. He does a little wig on the on the head, okay, and then he charges, right? So each of the bosses will have little tells that are slightly different in order to show each of their attacks. And maybe I'll make a little bit of a video documenting every one of them once I learn all of them for you guys. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, that does sound kind of fun, doesn't it? But right now I'm kind of still learning each of these bosses. So right now it's probably not the best idea. But that being said, that is essentially what I wanted to, that's what I wanted to show for you guys, to have a better idea on how to play the game and have a better idea on what is the process in order for you guys to get better, if you want to get better. I know I'm not really paying attention, guys. I'm not paying attention. I'm getting hit by everything. I'm just pressing any buttons right now. Just have gameplay on the back, okay? But yeah, I hope that this helped you, and I hope that this helps you get better. And if there's anything else that I missed, or something that helps you that I didn't talk about, please let me know in the comments down below. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. We're gonna be blasting Mitsuzune on Friday. And yeah, I don't know. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. And yeah, see you guys around. Love you all. Bye bye.